But it is what it is. I do love the Black Mage start, and we're gonna see what we got in Cornier right now. Looks like we got some people checking the item shop. Item shop just has short swords, and we got A-Rub and Viz 2, is from what I saw. And we have Lightning 2 and Ice 2, which are great starting clear spells. So Black Magic is strong this seed with at least some clear.
Yep, that'll definitely get you through Garland without much problem. And Pirates, I suppose, as well. I mean, what else do you need?
I'm happy whenever I get a clear spell, honestly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's white magic or it's black magic, but I will re-roll my party for one.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. Having a level 1 clear spell just makes the early game go by so much more easily.
But with these...
Oh! And you know what else? There's something we forgot to mention before. You see that we have Ale fighting an enemy called Bum.
But you also see Thunder fighting an enemy that looked like a Wormack to me.
That's because we have the Randomizer turned on. So get ready for all sorts of exciting enemies that you wouldn't normally see. Like a mech outside Court Delia.
Looks like that was on encounter number 2, from what I saw, but these Randomizers are weird to me. And shockingly, when you don't get that much experience and you don't have a hard fight when you see a robot chicken, that is something to keep in mind. So we have Thunder fighting Golden Garland. He has finally reached his final form. Caleb has just gotten through final form Garland and is walking his way around.
I gotta say, this right here is one of my favorite features of the Randomizer. You get a different Garland every time.
I'm sorry, but when Garland goes Super Saiyan, you don't need to go back.
Yep. It looks like first 2 key items are Crown and the Ship. That will get them moving as well. I believe that Canal is free in the seed. Let me double check that. It is.
We have free bridge and free canal, but you know, your fetch quest rewards are shuffled, so that's always something to keep in mind. But they are incentivized, so unlike other seats we've had, you know, just a couple weeks ago, turning in your key items still will make a difference.
Yep. You're still getting the XP bonus for each key item you hand in. I believe it's set to 5% per key item. 9 sea crawls. That is a lot.
Yeah, but with an early clear, it really doesn't matter. It's like you had both, I believe it was Ice and Lightning 2. So that is a fantastic 2 clears, so even if you run into a resistant enemy, you're still going to be fine. We have Thunderclaw entering the fight with the Pirates. Unfortunately, the Pirates are not in their final form, unlike Garland.
Yeah, and it looks like Ale is doing an early check of Matoya's cave. Like, they don't have... Yeah, we don't have it in Crystal yet, so betting on finding something good in the treasure.
Unfortunately, Bicky just solved the problem of the missing crystal. So, this early check is not going to be as lucrative as it could be.
Well, did I just see Opal Armor in the shop? Yeah, I did. Well, that's going to be good for the fighter if you don't want to open as many loose chests.
Still need to find a tail for that, now saying. But Temper at tier 2 in Black Magic is fantastic. Rub, not so much, but...
it's better than nothing.
And
yeah,
Life 2.
Oh, wow.
We have Life 2 at 2. Knights, infinite value.
And that's Red Mage learnable as well.
Yes.
We have some great magic in this seed.
Life 2 is so valuable. It is one of the 3 spells that I get so excited whenever I see it at level 2. because level 2 is a unique item, spell slot level. It is both Knight learnable and Red Mage learnable, which means it opens it up to half of your spellcaster in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you can find Fade, Invisible 2, or Life 2 at that level, it is fantastic. Cure 4, Wall, all great spells at that level.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Oh, Bert's turning in that crystal now. I guess we're gonna see what Matoya has in hand? What she has. What sort of loot she's holding on to.
Yep. Matoya, is going to be holding our slab today, so we need to be able to go to Dr. Un to turn the slab. Return the slab!
Ooh.
Return the slab or suffer my curse, says Dr. Un.
And I missed it with Ale, but it looks like Matoya had a slap axe as well. I mean, that's actually not bad. It's a decent weapon for the fighter. But also, it's not really the kind of spell you're hoping to see.
Definitely not. Sleep is, well, unfortunately, it's not that great. It only lasts for one turn, which is one of the great things when it's used against you, but it's never a spell that you actually want to pick up, which means it's never an item you ever want to find on the random magical items.
It looks like Ale is doing a Peninsula of Power grind.
That is an interesting play, but with the Randomizer in play, he may be able to find something that's going to pay off. But you're not going to find your standard, Zombles, your standard Frostwolves, even your standard Stake at this point.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a gamble. Those are ghosts.
But they are ghosts with Randomizer on, do know. So,
yeah. But
they still hit hard.
Oh yeah, no, that's like fairly hard. It didn't kill the Black Mage, so it could be worse. But it doesn't look like... Oh, okay, well. It doesn't look like they're too vulnerable to the spells that we have available.
No, you're really looking for fire to deal with the undead for the most part. But, they're also unrunnable, which is the issue. So it's one of those where, do you want to try and use save states to get out of that? Do you want to try and see what's all on the table? How much EXP are they worth? Because, again, ghosts in the vanilla game are actually worth a decent chunk of EXP if you can deal with them.
Of course, that is the cat, isn't it? I didn't see how much experience that was. I saw it went from 5 to 7, so...
That was 13k for 4.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad, though.
But yeah, top grind with the Randomizer is definitely a risk, and I'm happy to see it pay off, because making a play like this is something that a lot of people would not do, so...
Yeah, for sure. It is definitely exciting to see it. Okay, is Bert also going for the pout grind? What?
Yes, it looks like he is.
Wow! Did they like... Okay, I missed the pre-game chat. Were they like all conspiring to do this or something?
I did not see anything that would resonate that, but I have said this from the beginning. Bert is an adapter. I have seen Bert in the previous couple months at this point. He's still a relatively newcomer. He's also our Duckling Derby winner. And I had exactly one game against him, and that was a couple weeks ago, where I got absolutely schnackered by him. And I'm like, who is this guy? It is impressive to watch him run a race. It is impressive to go back and re-watch him compared to you. This is a guy who is an up-and-coming competing athlete at this point. I see him in the realms of going up and being your Will Bloodworth, your Will Cleosis, your goddamn Tristal Luck. He is coming up, and he's coming for them.
Yeah, like, for sure. Like, when I was in the Duckling Derby as well, like, let's be real, I was not playing for first place. Bert was so far ahead of everyone else. It was like, well, no, it was a contest, but it was not a particularly close one. It looks But yeah, I do think it's interesting that we are having these pop grinds because we still have things available. Everyone has crowns, so they could go visit Astos if they haven't. And of course, there is always that play that everyone's going to want to avoid going into March for the tri-state incentive check.
You know, this pop grind is making more and more sense, as we did miss this earlier, but the key is for sale
Oh,
in Provoca for
I
20,000 gold.
you're right. I did miss that. That explains this right away. You're gonna want to get that key ASAP. It lets you check Cornea immediately, and it makes checking Marsh feel so much better, or at least less worse.
I'm gonna go with less worse because Marsh Cave, we don't go there.
It is still Marsh.
But it's still, again, with the Randomizer, that's still a gamble at this point. It's like, are you going to get the XP? Are you going to get the money? Are we going to find this? And we have seen at this point, we can actually get these ghosts out to get the XP, to get the money. And these gambles, these early gambles by Ale and Bert are paying off, in my opinion.
Yep, Pop is haunted, and the ghosts are loaded. And it looks like Thunder is buying our first key, which is a particularly important, as we've discussed, is a particularly important item for this. Now we will get to see probably a whole lot of free-ish key check is what's probably coming up next.
Yeah, I definitely see us checking Corneria. I just wonder if anybody is going to make the gamble and check Topher Keylock. Because for me, going past Topher, that is always lingering in my mind.
I don't know. It's like, if it's me, I'm never gonna check that unless I've exhausted most of my other options. It's like, if I'm at the point where I'm digging through dungeons, that's when I'm gonna go look at it. But it's like, it's only 2 boxes or 3 boxes. So oh hey, we got a ribbon and a chime. So that's...
The chime was the actual locked item. The ribbon was free at that point.
The ribbon is Schrodinger's incentive loot.
It's Schrodinger incentive loose, but the actual chime was in the incentivized chest. And that's important to note.
Actually, that pickup could be really important if we have any racers who are inexperienced and don't know which chest is the incentive one, because they might mistake the ribbon as being the incentive ribbon and the chime as being the loose chime. Of course, I don't think anyone we're watching is going to have that problem.
This is why we recommend newer runners to run our duckling seeds. We have fantastic resources available for anybody new running these seeds. Moist Mogwai has an entire compiled at this point Mogwai Power, which has most of the key items in their vanilla locations, which will help you learn the incentivized locations. This is basically where I learned it back in the day as the first duckling initiative. So
yep, definitely do your research. It takes less time than you would think to memorize. Oh, it looks like we have Thunder checking Toph.
Checking Toph Keylocked.
Yep. Oh, Bird as well, actually.
I love these plays. Get them off the map. You don't have to remember them at this point. If they don't have anything, you reset out. Not a big issue.
Yeah. I mean, a flame sword is not bad, actually.
This is from memory, but I believe it's 24 power with a flame, 22 power with a flame attribute to it. So it is one of the better items you can equip on a fighter.
Yeah, it is. Plus, when you get a better item for your fighter, it's something you can easily pass along. because everyone can use it. Well, everyone who can use a sword.
And it's good to note, because basically the big thing is, with the Thief, you're looking for a Dragon Sword. That's the best in slot item for a Thief before promotion. And for a Fighter, Ice Sword, Sun Sword, Silver Swords. Great items. Flame Sword is also in that list. It's just a little bit lower than a Silver Sword, but it is not as high as an Ice Sword. Ice Sword is pretty much one of the better items to find. It is the baseline that I say you can fight Topher with. It is always a good thing to find.
Yep. Plus, I believe Fire Sword helps going through Earth Cave, at least vanilla. Like, it kills undead better, does it not?
Yes, it has flame attribute, so it automatically does more damage to any undead enemy. But unfortunately, we have Randomizer on.
Yep. So, less important in this seed, but under normal circumstances, if you have to do Earth early, it can help a lot.
As we are getting these checks, we have Burt Reynolds going to Dwarf Cave. Let's see if we find anything in the 2 chests. We have a cabin and a house.
And we saw the bottom ones earlier with Thunder. It was mostly just money. It was appropriate. Okay. I missed that earlier. It looks like we have Thunder finally going down to Elves to check what the prince has, and from there probably actually go pester the Dark Elf King, Astos himself. You know, I think it's interesting commentary that the weakest Dark Elf by far is King of the Dark Elves.
What are you talking about? He's just trying to help us. He's giving us our item and moving along the way. He just wants to test our strength.
Yeah, that checks out. But, well, he's no Dark Elf warrior. Let's just put it that way.
I think that depends on how well they rolled on their stats for D&D there, buddy.
Or nor is he a particularly strong Dark Elf mage for that. Although, well, you know what? Fair. Very fair. He does at least have the magic resistance usually.
Indeed.
So we're gonna get to see the magic in Elf count pretty soon. I see Warp and Fire 3? Yeah, Fire 3. So that's yet more good low-level magic.
Fire 3 is one of the best items against undead, and getting Warp is always a thing for that. Now, Ruse is only White Mage learnable, unfortunately, which is in 3rd slot, level 3 at the 4th slot, excuse me. But, it is what it is, and it's still not a fade, it's still not life. We have life still learnable by anybody who can learn white magic, which is important to me.
Thunder just bought Confuse, so we're going to need to watch out for that later. We might see Confuse strats against Carry.
You know what? More power to him. If it works, it works. Confuse is an interesting spell, and the way it works in the actual game is the enemy will cast Fire 1 against any available enemy, including themselves, and that's the way it works. And you still have to beat the spell resistance on that one, but it's still a usable strat.
Level 4 magic, Harm 3 and 4 are both level 4. Harm 4 is White Mage only, I believe. The black magic included Quad X and Lock 2.
Actually, Harm 4 is... No, you're right. Sorry. It's 1 and 3. But again, it's a harm spell, so it's only usable against undead. It's less of a thing that I'm really looking for. Harm 4 is nice, but
I mean,
it's not game-breaking.
You're right, but when you don't have Quake, it's the next best way to meme on Bleed.
I'm sorry.
Astos?
I'm sorry, Lich? I'm sorry, you're talking about the purple robe that I need to take out for dry cleaning?
Well, I said it's for memeing on. Astos had the herb, So that's like French vanilla item placement right there. So I guess everyone's gonna run back to the elf, king and prince pretty quickly here.
Indeed, pure vanilla Astos. Interesting about that one, eh?
Well, French vanilla. Did we lose the feed for Burt?
Bird has been having some technical difficulties. Our restreamer, Lord Fizzlebeef, is working on the back end, and we will have him back very soon. It's not really anything on Lord Fizzlebeef, and it is a common problem. Fortunately, Twitch has been having some issues the last couple weeks, where we've had a lot of frame losses and whatnot. This has caused people to go out offline. Not a big issue. When we get his feedback, we will have it back, and we will try and keep you guys informed.
Yep. Until then, though, I guess we'll have to focus on the other 3 people. Thunder went into Marsh! And there's Marsh sharks!
What? Land sharks?
No, Marsh shark.
Swamp sharks.
It's much worse than a land because it is in a marsh.
Hold me.
Also, Astos is a dragon.
You know what? Dragons are everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I definitely was seeing some dragon eggs earlier as well. That's sort of an interesting look. But I believe Thunder went to Marsh before returning to Elfland as well. So we don't even know what the herb is going to turn into. Doing the upper Marsh checks first hasn't really found anything essential so far. So I suspect we're gonna see a reset out if this is not good.
Ragnarok, is Bahamut an estranged brother? I'm assuming that's in regard to Astos. No, we'll call it the dark sheep of the grandchild family for Bahamut.
Oh, warping out. That's interesting. I don't think... Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Maybe they just didn't think of resetting, or maybe they wanted the money from Upper Marsh. But I feel like they didn't get any items that really demanded keeping.
You know, like I said before on this one, any sort of money early game is still valuable at this point, and they have the tools. They have warp. They potentially would also have access. He saw that. And that means that he may want to try and take every advantage to see if he wants to get level 5 magic or anything else.
And we have been informed that actually the herb turned into a cube. We must but I believe the people who are telling me this. Although it's not in our, hasn't been noted by our level tracker, so maybe that was just a guess. Okay, yeah, Twitch is definitely acting up. We've just lost Thunder as well.
No, the herb turned into a loot, not a cube.
Okay.
But that's understandable. It's a 4-letter
we have Burt
so.
back. So we traded Thunder for a Thunder for a Burt. I don't know if that. I mean, is that a trade you would make? It's the trade we're stuck with, it seems.
Again, Twitch having issues. This does happen from time to time. It's not
everyone's
issue.
back. We missed what was in the Marsh chat, so we don't know.
It's new.
Oh, there it is. It's a canoe. That was probably incentivized. Tri-state act.
Yep. This randomly incentivized location, which may or may not have been randomly incentivized, is incentivized, and we got the canoe from it. A key item necessary to complete at this point.
Yep. But you know what? Honestly, I think all the runners are just going to be happy that they didn't need to double dive.
we going again?
Well, they don't need to go to Marsh twice. Oh, and it looks like the other item was Oxy Ale. So I believe that leaves both sea and air temples open.
It leaves
Or no,
Mirage Tower
just
open,
Mirage, right? No.
but it also opens up sea at this point.
As well as Volcano. So with the canoe, we have a lot of options. We could see someone go to Volcano. We could see Ice Cave or Ordeal. We could, combined with the Sea Shrine, it's also the Waterfall. We might see some route divergence there, and it'll be exciting to see who goes where.
Unfortunately, to put a damper on you, going all the way up to Ordeals is definitely a gamble at this point. Just routing wise, compared to the sea routing, and also making it across the sea quickly, you're going to need a lot of save items. You're going to need an encounter table favorable for you to go for it.
You are not wrong. At the same time, though, if someone ends up sailing to Sea Shrine, then it's not that much further to also visit Ordeals. But yeah, more likely we'll see people going to Ice Volcano. There's a lot of good item checks in Volcano, and it's pretty easy to clear because all of the lava means that you don't need to fight a lot of enemies. Plus, it just feels really nice to bust into Armory and loot the book. It's usually the first spot in the game where you can do that, and it never stops feeling good.
No, it definitely not. You're looking at sheer item density. The only time that it beats, that amount of Craigasm for opening that many chests is when you're actually able to just fully clear sky at level 5 potentially.
That is definitely an ordeal of its own. So we have someone in Melman. Looks like checking the spells. I see Heal 3 and Cure 4. Heal 3 is... Oh, I thought that was the potion. No, the third slot is Black. Also Fast, Wires, Black Wizard.
Yep. Lightning 3 is learnable, though. In the slot 1, so.
Mm-hmm. So that will definitely be interesting. The people who took Black Mages are going to probably be happy about that. The people without them, maybe not so much. But it also still depends whether Massa is incentivized. Like, the scaling on this seed is not outrageous. You don't need fast if you have a good sword. But you probably want it if you don't have a good sword.
So we are looking again, for those people who are wondering, we're looking at a 2/3 to 150% on both enemies and bosses. But again, it's Randomizer in play here, so the game is straightforward in the fact that you could just clear somebody through there, but you could also run into an unrunnable person with chaos health and an annoying spell list. So
I believe we have a alt chaos as well. No, we don't. I decided that what we had was enough, I suppose.
You have Randomizer on.
Yep.
You, my friend, are a saint for not including Randomizer plus alternate final boss, because then notes, window, toss.
It would have been pretty good though. I'm gonna need to remember that for a future flag set, actually.
Why not turn on Doctors on Vacation at the same time?
You make a compelling argument. It looks like the old man had a cube. So now Sky is properly open. Every dungeon but Earth can be done right.
Yes, we are looking for the old man's rod. The staff of great power that allows us to move a tile.
So
1 square.
I'm gonna predict vanilla rod.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, you know, what I really want to see at this point is, let's put it as far as possible from these runners. I've never been known to be a kind person. I have never been known to not want nothing but the worst for our runners.
Okay, well in that case, loose rod and vampire chest.
Oh, vampire chest? That's a good choice. That's a good choice. I'd rather have Ruby there. To lead to a loose eye, to lead to nothing in the Titan's Grove.
Well, I don't think that will happen because Titan Troves is incentivized.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Titan's Grove is incentivized.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to have everyone's most necessary spell. That spell that we always need, it's going to have a lamp staff.
I don't think that's possible, but it could. What it could
Lamp
be
sword,
is a lamp.
excuse me.
Yeah, a lamp sword.
Excuse me, it's a lamp sword. I'm sorry.
I mean, even if it is, the defense is a pretty good weapon. It's like I think it's the third draw. No, it's fourth.
Yes, you are
strongest?
correct. You are correct. It is the third best. Let's demote the meme sword. One more sod. No, I'm dead. Being completely frank here, if we're looking at just sheer ability to kill things at, let's say, vanilla levels,
Mhm.
we're looking at the Masamune, followed by the Excalibur, followed by the Vorpal, if we're looking at vanilla levels. Now, if we're looking at anything higher, then we have to do the calculation of when the actual absorb mitigation from the Vorpal actually exceeds it.
Oh,
'Cause the
tail in ice.
Tail is in ice. That is great. Because the Vorpal Sword, when it crits, only gets rid of half of the absorb of the monster. So it's a lot of math in the background.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yes. And that is the problem. There's a lot of math to go over, and that's why I say just make it simple.
Mhm.
Equip what the best you have available to you.
I think Sunsword actually deals more damage than defense as well. So
It does. Defense actually only deals 28 damage. Sunsword deals 32 base.
Mhm.
But again, it's all a bunch of numbers at the end of the day, guys. We can go through all these at any time. I don't like the meme when it comes to math. A lot of people love their swords and they will stand by it. And there's a sword for every single use, and that's the big point to put across.
Oh, speaking of, okay, so I think we just found.
The Vorpal.
Wait, yeah, we just found Vorpal.
We found
but
Vorpal.
also, that might have been a loose key item, depending on if that because it's a dark armlet, so it could have been the Bonk or it could have been Zeus.
That is interesting. It could be actually. I thought that was not the case. I thought Zeus was still unique whenever that appeared, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, I agree with this, with Lord Fizzlebeath on this one. Incentive Bach plus magic item equals I still think it would still appear as a lit 2 gauntlet. I am about 99% sure from seeds I've ran before, Zeus is still a unique item. If it was the Bonk Gauntlet that appeared in that case, it would have appeared as a lit 2. Trust me on that one.
Okay, I am less certain about the intricacies of randomized item magic, so I will defer to your wisdom. I do very much like the idea though of not knowing whether the armlet is an incentive item or not. It's like Ribbon 2.0, only it's worse because it's not a ribbon. It does look like we have people going into Volcano, though. Also, a Breck. Well, that's going to be good for Tiamat.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
There was a Brack helmet in...
Oh, so it works 1/6 of the time? For everyone else?
Well, no, it also works against Kraken.
Okay, fair enough. Sometimes you can get some fossilized sushi.
Bracking the Kraken.
It's a valid
Every
strat.
time. I still remember the one time where I successfully bracked Kraken 2, Kia 2 in the same run, and it felt amazing. Like, and that's like pure dumb luck odds, but it feels so good.
I'm having an aneurysm over here. I am deadly sorry about this one, but what?
Oh yeah, I know you heard. And it looks like Ale has gone to Waterfall, which has randomized waterfall turn. So, oh, there's the room. It wasn't too bad. The robot had bottle.
Robot head bottle, indeed, and we also had those delicious things that I love in the Alpha Flags, which is Proc Gen, Waterfall, Earth 2, Earth 1. They're so much fun. As we're joined in chat by Asher1611, buttering those lobsters like we should, because delicious seafood is delicious.
I'll take your word on it. I'm not a big fan of lobsters. Like, it's the smell. It's hard for me to eat. Even if I know something tastes good, it's hard for me to eat it when it smells awful.
But we have these two clears, one of Waterfall, one of Volcano, as we have the freezing birds. You know, we got our frozen chicken tenders coming in to fight us.
Our lovely trackers also reporting that Ordeals had adamant. It looks like Caleb checked that at some point and we missed. Here to staff. I mean, isn't that vanilla? And I know it's healed. It does look like Bert is attempting to Dan his steed. Thunder has already stoned a black, which is... Oh wait, no, I was mistaken. They were unstoned. I could have sworn I saw a stoned black. Maybe they just didn't have us.
But we have a check of the mermaids from Ale's end. He's found some money so far. As we have another dive of Volcano going through. Bert is going all the way to Carrie's floor at this point.
Looks like it, yeah. I think... Let's see...
Found a tent so far, so it's been kind of a dull grind for the mermaids.
So we have found one loose item, probably, which was that that useless magic bracelet from Ice Cave. Depending on whether or not Massa is incentivized, there could be another loose item, or there may not.
I think that was a Brack Gauntlet.
Oh, Bert just got maxed up. It was loose.
Well, it was loose, but Massa is unknown.
It doesn't matter because the way the flags are set up, that is both those items accounted for. That's just the way they roll.
But we also found TNT at this point as well.
Oh. Huh. I guess... Huh! You know what? I think that bracelet that we saw earlier was the Zeus Gauntlet.
I thought we saw a Brack Gauntlet in Mermaids, though. That's what I thought I saw.
Oh, I don't know then. I'm confused. But there are clearly 2 loose items in Volcano. So,
Okay, so the way that Masamune works at this point is it could be incentivized, it could not be.
okay, so Marsh Cave was incentive, so there are 20 key locations. Including Massa, there are 22 items. Massa was loose in Volcano, and also TNT was loose in Volcano. So those are the 2 loose items. Regardless of whether or not Massa was incentivized, those are the 2 loose items.
I agree with your math at that point. As we're seeing a carry fight, which is Tiamat on Burt Reynolds' side.
Mm-hmm. And that also means that Burt Reynolds is in no mode and is the only runner on stream to be in it. That TNT location in particular is interesting because that is a box that is more common for runners to skip. So it is entirely possible that we will have a runner pass by it. Also, Tiamat is in Volcano.
Yes, he is. And
So,
he's wiping the floor with Burt right now.
No, Burt, you have to use your Brack helmet.
He's got 2 temper charges. I like this play. He's going to go for the guaranteed strat of actually using things to kill Tiamat. Do it. Come on. You got it.
No, Dragon Statue.
Bit more. You got this. Finish him off. Thunder. No.
No! Oh no.
Blaze. Oh no. He's at 1 swing. He's only doing 1 damage. And oh.
Oh! That's rough. But Burt does know where both of the key items are in Volcano. And Burt is experienced enough that he should know that those are the 2 items, loose items he needs. So he knows he's in no mode once he picks them back up.
I think Burt did something on the order of almost over 1,000 damage at that point from my quick maths. And it really should have been a lot closer than that. It's one of those where Tiamat rolled high on that Thunder on the fighter.
Should have used Brack, is all I'm saying.
No.
The results speak for themselves.
You're
also, yeah, we did not mention earlier, but randomized bosses are also turned, meaning that each crystal has a random.
Yeah, it would have been. It's just one of those where I'm going with Burt's play. This is 67 to 150% bosses at that point. Tiamat is only going to be rocking, let me do some quick math here, around 1,200 health. He's done about 1,000 damage to her, so she rolled high.
Really what he should have done is he should have taken the Brack helmet and given it to his thief.
Yeah, I agree with you that. Thief's gonna die anyways. Using the Brack helmet on a thief, I fully agree with that. And technically I'm also wrong because of Randomizer. It could have rolled Chaos's health onto Tiamat at that point, which would give her 3,000 health at max.
She definitely had a lot of health though, no matter what. Ale's still going through Sea Shrine. I haven't been paying attention to what they've... But I don't think it's been anything too exciting. Just duplicated the door, yeah. No big deal. That's always fun to do. Burt is no longer in Volcano. It looks like he grabbed the key items, then warped out.
Thunder is rocking against our friend the Tiamat right now. Let's see if he uses any strats like that. Looks like he's using some invisible strats. He's going to try and strike in. And here we go with the Masamune for 4 hits for about 150. Ooh. Poison damage. Wipes out Kyukitsuki in the first spot.
I didn't see the pickup earlier, but it looks like there's an Invis 2 shirt. So, wait, isn't that just vanilla?
Yes.
Well, that is unsatisfying.
No, that's what happens when you turn on item magic. It actually changes the names to that point.
Yeah, but no, I mean the item itself should still have a randomized effect. It could have been any spell, and it rolled Invis 2.
470 coming in. Another Thunder, slaying off the thief. The fighter is on one knee. What has he got left at this point? Tempering up? No, he's going to use heal strats. He's going to heal and swing. Swinging in. 200 damage, and he gets a kill. We have our first island.
Thunder did it! With the impeccably named fighter. There are pyros in... Oh! Bird is fighting the bridge bot.
As you do that, Caleb has turned in the element to find the rod.
Oh, well, it wasn't where we hoped it was. But it's still kind of buried.
But he reset out? Was that incidental?
And TNT turned into the ruby. So we're probably going to see Bert go Hester Sarda now. And also Titan's Trove, because that is an incentive item. Bert is still the only one in no mode right now. Keep in mind. Yeah, it feels a little shady giving explosives to someone in exchange for treasure. You gotta wonder how that dwarf got that gem. Is all I'm saying.
Well, you know.
Oh, Kraken is at the bottom of the sea.
He's using the Brack helmet and stoned.
Kraken the Kraken. Let's see what Sarda has. It is the
Aether Gauntlet.
There's the power bomb, or rather the Aether bomb. So, is there like just an extra armlet that we don't know that I didn't know about? Maybe.
Nope.
Oh,
Floater
floater was in Titan. That is gonna let Bert take off for the rest of this. The only key item that Bert is missing that he needs is the adamant, which we know turns into the rod, and that is at our deals. So we're probably going to see Bert do that pretty soon. Probably we'll see him go to.
He definitely goes to the
bomb it. First. Yeah, go get the airship. Go visit bomb it. Probably pick up. Bert hasn't been to Sea Shrine, so he might go there first, or he might go to Ordeals first. But by the time he's done in those places, he's going to be in full go mode.
But yes, we do have 2 runners who have cleared off a orb at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We have Thunder, who's cleared off fire, and I believe it was... Wait, did Caleb die steps before leaving?
Wait. There's something wrong with this picture.
Oh no. Did he get memed on?
Oh,
No, he didn't get memed on.
But didn't he just clear them?
Oh, okay. No, it was Ale. Sorry.
I
had my vertical wrong. My bad.
Okay. I was worried there.
I had a moment there where I was like, oh no!
Yeah, you had me going there.
Well, the meme is real. The meme is real, always.
Whew. That was scary. Bert is in the air. Checking key items, figuring out what he's missing. I think we are going to see him go to bot. No, yeah. This looks like ordeal play. No, it's bomb.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of free items that you can still grab at this point. I don't really know if you need them with the Masamune, but, you know.
Katana is nice. It gives you something for your thief to do after you promote.
you still have to find the tail at this point, which is the issue.
Doesn't Bert already have the tail?
Yeah, yes, quite. But you still have to promote first.
Yeah. For sure. I don't even remember where the tail was, but it was pretty early. Let's check our tracker. Ice Cave, yeah, that was it. It was
Once again, to our crew behind the scene, Danny and Ragnarok784 coming in fresh for this seed. We got Fizzlebeef doing our restream, keeping everyone up to date, even with Twitch issues. Doing a great job keeping everyone on, so.
Oh, and Ale has taken that rod to looks like full clear Earth. That feels rough. Thunder just promoted, and so did Bert. This feels like it's a race. Like it's a race between these two for first right now. Although Ale does have some advantages that no one else has, but we will see if Bert and Thunder can take those back. Unfortunately, checking Earth is sort of barking down the wrong hole. Yeah, that sounds right. Well, the Invis shirt was indeed the white, so it was absolutely a vanilla randomized.
It kind of happens whenever you turn on the item matches and whatnot. You tend to look at the item from the spell as opposed to the item from their name.
Yeah, I know, like the name is different, but it could have been any spell. And it was the spell that it has, but it has in vanilla.
You know what? Invis 2 is a great spell, Lamp is not, so that's my opinion on that one.
So you wanted to see the lamp shirt, is what you're saying?
Of course, because otherwise how are you supposed to deal with Vampire?
Does Vampire usually use darkness?
But sunlight should be the natural enemy of vampires, right? I mean, it is with me.
Okay, I cannot refute that. Yeah, like that's a good point, Fizzlebeef. The comp staff does also sound suspiciously vanilla. Although there are like 4 different magic staffs, so that one at least has a bigger chance of being a different. It looks like Bert just checked. Got the ribbon from Leffen. Let's see. Foghammer. Oh, Fade? I didn't see Fade.
No, Lefane.
Oh, Lefane. So Thunderclaws is doing Ordeal right now. We know it's going to open up for the final key item they need. Then they're going to be in full go mode. Bert is checking Waterfall, which
has the bottle.
The bottle, yeah, that was it. We don't actually know what the fairy has.
Yes, we don't. But considering what he is missing at this point,
I believe it has to be the defense.
But the thing is, he still doesn't have the rod at this point, so he's thinking it potentially is a rod. So he's like, oh, it either is a rod here, or it's a turn-in potentially for the rod. So
yeah, he does not yet have enough information to make that judgment, but we do, and it's going to turn into a sword.
Yes, unfortunately, what he's looking for is the adamant, which is an ordeal. But the problem is the bottle does not lend you to that.
What is it with watery tarts coming out of ponds and throwing swords at them?
I mean, that's something to answer, but not right now as we have Caleb fighting a Kraken. Is he going to bracken the Kraken? Is he going to use some lightning? Is he going to temper up? What is he going to do?
I am I'm not seeing Brat. Oh no, there's Brat. I clearly wasn't paying well enough attention.
But he is going to try and go in with another Bracken, Temper, and it looks like another Invis at this point. Yes, another Invis cast coming out.
What?
Putting everything into the night at this point.
Yeah,
if Bracken swings.
What did Kraken just hit him with? Because his HP went down like a...
Well, physical.
Wait, Kraken swung and didn't kill anything?
Invis cast, man. It really actually does wonders against Bracken, so...
Look, I mean, like, I know, like, objectively you're right, but I have had so many characters killed through Invis on Kraken getting...
He's not hitting that hard. Like, being honest, he hit 30 just the last round, and now he actually got another connection. He actually had some solid connection. He's got a lot of attacks, just not much physical behind it. So,
yeah.
These Brack broken into pieces.
Oh, Bert's having some trouble with petrification.
Yeah, the vampire is, well, he's got a, petrifying gaze today.
That seems to be the case. Wow.
Quite a glancing blow against that fighter, if you know what I'm saying.
I think Bert was grinding the vampire, because he definitely didn't need to take that fight. Looks like he's doing C now. Or not? Oh, okay. I see. Doing the encounter manips? I feel encounter manipulation feels weird considering it is Randomizer.
But the point of the matter here is we actually have our first runner in Go mode.
We
Thunder
do indeed.
Is the first runner in Go mode. He has actually cleared out all the spots that he needed to go to. He did not actually go to Waterfall, which is why he's actually got this slight advantage right now.
That said, Thunder definitely is in the lead. I think Bert is close behind, but still behind. After that, it's hard to say. Probably I would put Ale in third place, as they have cleared 2 crystals already. They just really need to find that TNT. Also, wait. No, yeah, TNT.
It's going to come down to, on that one, again, we know the TNT is loose. It's loose within floor 5 of Volcano, which is near that gray worm chest, if I remember correctly. And that's going to be one of the key items at this point that they still need, unfortunately.
Yes, it's on
Ruby.
It's on Agama floor in the top left room, which, as I said before, is a room that runners sometimes skip. So, I'm really hoping we don't see any runners skip it this time around.
And by gray worm tile floor, I didn't mean the actual armory. I did mean floor 5 of the volcano. For the floater. Now, that is something I am not familiar with this particular flag set, with the breakup of open progression, but with north and south unlocked, I could still think there is still a port for the Mirage Cave, right? So they could technically do the seed without the floater. It's just such a huge save.
Yeah, for sure. Although in this case, I think the TNT is still... What did Sarda have? It was...
The Fear
Gauntlet. Oh, okay,
so
yeah. It is not actually required. That is actually interesting. This is a potential no airship seed, but of course it's a lot faster to have the airship.
So Shawnee Wrath in there, normal open progression. Okay, I'm sorry. This is new to the alpha for me still. So the north and south breakup, and unfortunately that is not listed right now, and it's unfortunate, but it is the case. So, checking the the shop in the Oasis, but it's just pure and heal potions. So, because we have already found the item, as Burt Reynolds has cleared his sea shrine.
Mm-hmm.
Manipulating out to try and get to the airship landing and get out of here.
I guess Bert found a good cycle for the manip. This is how you know Bert is so freaking good. Good. He figured out how to encounter manip on Enemize.
Well, the encounters really don't change the step counter, and
I mean,
just try and find that.
I do appreciate that. Level 7 nuke, that's higher than you would hope. Yeah, I do realize that, but it still feels impressive.
It is definitely an impressive skill to learn. It's one of the skills you definitely want to try and practice as much as possible. Once you actually find an encounter tile that you can take advantage, ideally, hopefully it's 1 to 4, not 5 to 8.
Opal armlet for sale. Because shop items were also randomized on this seed. Wait, no, maybe was that gold? I thought it was opal.
There was both a gold and opal.
Then why did you buy gold and not opal?
Money.
Okay.
But
I cannot argue with your logic.
I mean, it's not. The only reason I can think of is the money, but even then, he's got over 70k, so it may have been a gold, an opal gauntlet, not an opal bracelet.
Oh yeah, it might have been. You're right. Now that you mention it, I'm not sure. There's actually 2 opal items in there. One of them was opal armor. Oh, okay. Defense is a Cure 4 sword, so that's actually not bad. It looks like we're yeah, Bert is going to Ordeals now. Then that'll get him the last item he needs.
As we have Roth, Caleb, going straight through air at this point. He is go-moding it. He has skipped everything on floor 1. He's going straight up into Sky, which is an advisable way to actually clear out this dungeon if you're looking for items.
It is brave on the part of Raph, on the part of Caleb, though, because he does not know that there's no loose item in air, and he doesn't have the rod yet either. So it's like this is the right play, but it is a freaking ballsy one.
He's still clearing it out in the way that I would expect you to. Which is, again, you go Sky first.
Yeah, no, you're right. I see. No, I misunderstood. I misinterpreted what he was doing. I thought he was go-moding Sky for a second.
At this point, he's got the Vorpal, but he still needs the airship to actually get the Vorpal sword. The Vorpal sword to usable state. He's grabbing chests along the way. He grabbed the 5 chests as opposed to the 4 chests on the right versus the left on Sky 1, and he's going to make his way up, probably all the way up to Sky 3 to check chests.
Yeah, I see. So he's not full go-moding, but he is skipping pretty liberally.
And again, it makes sense. It's like, well, what could it be? I could be missing the Masamune, potentially. I could be missing the rod, the ruby, the TNT, and the floater.
And also the power bomb, also the
yeah.
But yeah, like there's 2 loose items in this seed, and they ended up being items that are not actually required, although are definitely items you want. But there is actually like a pretty high chance on this flag set that you get loose key items that you don't need, at least relatively speaking.
as we have Ale fighting off Tiamat in the volcano.
Ooh.
Brack does not work, using some air, and the poison damage is coming in strong. He's using another cast at this point, trying to get these temper charges up, trying to get this knight swinging, because the Brack helmet is ineffective once again. Again, more Brack helmet, more temper charges, trying to swing in, trying to kill him.
Oh, Brack worked on the third try, which is good because that fighter was not dealing damage. Oh no, though. Oh no. Ale didn't get the TNT. So
He has skipped chess at this point.
like I don't blame him for doing it, but it hurts to see. The good news is he's already 3 out of 4 orbs in, so he doesn't actually need the airship. Like he is technically wait, does he have the cube?
Cube isn't Sage's, so
Okay, well the cube is accessible anyway.
it's an accessible item. That's the main point to put down.
Mm-hmm.
The main advantage is, like, you know, with the airship, it mainly locks from you at this point. Anytime you should notice, because it locks out Lefane, it locks out Gaia, and it locks out Bahamut. That's the main things to know whenever you're thinking about, do I really need the airship with extended open progression?
Yeah, and well, I don't think we have extended open on it. Just regular open. Extended open mostly just makes moving around easier in the early game. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Open progression is also has those ports. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, the northern ports. Those are the important. Also, the river connection, which I feel is often not that important so much as just like a quality of life enhance.
Yeah, the river connection between the volcano and the ice cave. So.
Yeah. That's odd. Wait a sec. Nice. Okay. Oh, hey, where the heck was the Excalibur? Oh, it was in. Of course, yeah, that lines up. That makes sense. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone is going to see that who can use it. I wonder why Thunder decided to check Lefane, actually. Like, it was a ribbon, so it was worthwhile to check. But also, they were already in go mode, so they didn't need to do it.
Some people don't feel comfortable with one ribbon, and you know, it is more power to them. They wanted to check it. Maybe it was a nuke sword at that point to them. So
yeah, that's very fair. That is very fair. I know I always have the perspective. Like, usually I don't play on seeds with on flags with super high scaling. So usually I'm like, oh, I don't have a ribbon? Okay, whatever. That's what A-Rub is for. I'll probably be fine. Mind you, I'm also someone who regularly goes into Topher in the low Topher. So it's like, I think a lot of people, like, not so much of the people who are watching, but I think a lot of new runners tend to underestimate just how low a level you can take on Topher. Yes, Tyrannus, we are using auto sword inventory. Because when I was making this flag set, I figured I'm using alpha, so why not turn it on?
So why don't you explain why we have a half second, what auto sword inventory actually does?
That's a very good thing. It is a very simple change for quality of life, but a very that I cannot wait until it makes it to the beta and then the regular randomizer. What it does is normally potion and healing items are all along at the bottom of your inventory, and all the key items at the top. And that can be a problem because it can push, depending on what combination of items you have, it goes key items, then tents, then potions, then stats. And that can make it, depending on the exact combination of inventories, very hard to navigate to your healing item. It actually makes it like a lot of work to correctly have your items in the right places.
So basically, it makes it convenient for runners, as we have Burt Reynolds fighting Lich 2, and we have Thunderclawed on the Bridge of Destiny. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a War Mech tonight, because we've already seen it right outside the Corn area. But
it is a patrolling one.
But yeah, Burt has cleared the Sky Temple, has taken the purple liches out of dry cleaning, and cleared it up. So now we have dry cleaning mode number 2 for Thunderclawed, as Harm 4 comes in and a fast charge comes in on the night. Swings in, and 778, we have dusted off that purple robe. It is now being able to be worn by our white mage, as it should be.
Looks like Burt is doing spell shopping for his knight. Then I suspect we'll see him go into fire next, do break-in for this time for real. Like, it's almost a shame. It's kind of a shame that he died to not Kraken, sorry, Tiamat. I feel like actually this would be an extremely close race had Burt not died to Tiamat the first time around. As it is, it's already still close.
Well, Tiamat had a nasty spell set. Damage, poison, blaze, and thunder, so.
She definitely did. But it's something that the more advanced Burt should definitely be able to handle.
But like we were saying before, this is anybody's race. We can run into anything at this point. We have 2 runners with 3 horns. That would be El Markin and Thunderclawed. We have Burt Reynolds with 2, and Raph is currently, I believe, in the Sky Palace, and he's going for his second. With that being said, we have some very important announcement from this weekly race. If you guys have not been paying attention to the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer community, please join our Discord if you have not. We are very welcoming to any new player. We have our Duckling incentive for any new player. But we also have an important note to make at this point. We have a spring tournament coming up, as Burt Reynolds is fighting in to Tiamat. Round 2 is going with another Breck Helmet strat, with some tempers on his knight.
Caleb also found Sky Shark. Fires. So that's just exciting.
But another 5 hits for 308 in going in with some temper strats and trying to get this creature down. 552, Breck Helmet is ineffective once again.
I think
temper
the next
charge is coming in.
Next mass hit will probably do it.
With 5 tempers, I should hope so. But Quad X coming in. Erased! Terminated.
And down goes the Dragon Queen. All that's left now is Burt needs to turn in Adamant. Meanwhile, Thunder is on floor 4? No, floor 5 of Earth. So almost ready for Topher.
Yep. Caleb is going through his way onto Air 4. He's almost to the Bridge of Destiny, as I have posted the link to the document for the spring tournament. We have our spring tournament coming up this year. Sign-ups are open until March 15th. So guys, you have about 1 month to get in. You can find all the information in the Google Doc that I have provided in chat. But please remember that it is 5 weeks of Swiss. until we have greater than 52 signups. If we have more than that, we'll have 6 weeks of Swiss. And the spring tournament will kick off on March the 17th. Or March the 24th if we only have 5. So 6 weeks, March 17th. 5 weeks, March the 24th. So you have plenty of time to get in right now. Take a look at those particular flag sets, see if you're interested.
Oh, Thunder has just entered Topher. Let's see if there are any baddies in here. With Randomizer, it could literally be anything. And that's always exciting.
It is always exciting, especially when you find Dragon Ball Z squids, which are golden and therefore in their final.
Also, Phantom Hyenas.
We are going in.
Caleb was about to fight Skyleech.
Skyleech, he's going to take out the dry cleaning. Let's see if we can do it. If Lich actually has something nasty, we didn't see anything. I think we just saw nothing but physical attacks on the other run. But we have a very tight-knit race at this point. Multiple runners with 3 or 4 orbs, and we still have not seen an equalizer yet. We could still see something in Topher. Raphael Caleb trying to temper up, swinging in, doing 186 damage. A little bit low damage, but it looks like it is an ice sword swinging from that fighter. Again, does not have the tail, it does not have the Masamune, so it cannot really bring in the big base damage number. But using a rub, putting up that impromptu discount ribbon at this point, making sure Lich does not cause an issue for him. As he's going in, he's going to swing again, trying to get things done. We have Thunder Clawed on the Earth floor, trying to make his way through, but Fire 3 coming in, does 76 damage, and unfortunately, the White Mage is not going to wear the purple dress of freedom. It has been burnt to a crisp.
Ale just found the third ribbon as well in air. That's air 3, I think. No, it's air 2.
It's air 2. It's a spider floor, and that is interesting because that is a floor you typically don't check because there's a lot of encounter tile steps between chests.
I believe that Ale is really, really hoping to find the loose floater.
Or the Vorpal Sword. That is my main guess at this point, is he's looking for the Vorpal Sword.
Well, he can't use the Vorpal Sword because he can't class up chain. That's sort of the problem.
No, it's called the Vorpal.
Ale does have the massive. No, wait, no. Does Ale have?
Ale has skipped the massive because he skipped the TNT.
Massive was in a more open chest TNT though, so it was possible that he got one but not the other. But yeah, it looks like he doesn't have either. Oof, that's gonna be a little rough then. Yeah, I can see why he's doing the checks, because I wouldn't want to go into Topher with only an ice sword, but like that might be the situation he's in. But
we have Thunder going through and using R4 on Lich 2.
He's dead.
There. Well, now we have 2 purple dresses. You want to wear one? Not your size. It's okay. I got it.
I prefer red.
It's liberating to me. Like, I enjoy it. You gotta have a good breed. But we have some more swinging in. Unfortunately, these fish are fierce, and they are healthy today. You can't take up the layout of them very quickly.
Oh wow, yeah, they are. Well, they were still vulnerable to electricity. So, it could have been worse.
Quite a shocking turn of events, as we have Burt Reynolds entering Topher at this point. We have Thunder going into the second fight, which is Carry today. Using some fast strats, using some tempers. How long will these tempers last? It was on slot 2.
Did Carrie just... Oh!
Carry just nucleared.
Nuclear
The red button was pushed!
Oh, this is... You know what? Life 2 on that night is going to pay off big time right now.
Life 2 on the night, Life 2 on the red mage, which is also important to note. But how many temperatures do you want to consume from that red mage is a big question. With both Life 2 and Temper on level 2, how many times do you want to push up?
It's definitely a choice that you're going to need to think hard about. Like, I think having your people up is probably going to be better than having the extra temper charges. But, you know, you never know. Chaos might be a whole lot for it.
As we have the entrance to the Kraken fight. Kraken revisited. Ale completing off the dry cleaning task. Rafif Caleb rapidly approaching. What are we gonna do? Who is gonna win? How will we find a speed bump at this?
I'm watching Thunder do their menu wing. And first of all, they're so much faster than I am. Wow. But also, second of all, occasionally I'm seeing him do the normal thing where you go down to the bottom to heal. And he's using a cube. And it's just every time I see it, it's like, yeah, that's great.
That's the main point, though. At this point, Kraken has slapped. Kraken has slapped. Will Kraken whack? That is a question. And Viz 2 coming out. We're getting higher and higher chances. But a nice crit from the Masamune, 600 damage. Kraken is down. Raife scale up. Fighting Tiamat. Brack is ineffective. Damage poison coming out. Slaying one of the black mages. Knocking one of them to a knee. Trying to get through. And Viz 2 cast coming out. We're going to try and get through this third orb for Caleb.
Brack ineffective.
But he's going to use Invis 2, keep his party alive, trying to get through, trying to use Brack again. Let's see if damage will get done, or will we have Stone? As we have another Brack attempt on Tiamat 2. On the
Thunder, yeah, Thunder's fighting Tia 2. Gotta go for the meme strats and Brack that dragon. It's... Never mind, that's only a 3 and 260... No, 256. Yeah, chance. No, you gotta bracken the dragon.
No,
that's
you do
insane,
not.
Right?
It is insane. You are correct. As he's going to use only meme strats on the party members that cannot do anything else. Because he's used up all of his 2 chances. He's trying to get the kill with the Masamune. He has done about 1,300 damage. Luckily, Tiamat is not swinging that hard. Is not doing that much damage. It's only really hurting the person without a ribbon at this point. But Cure 4 is being saved. Bane comes through, ineffective against all of them except his bottom thief at this point. But the Masamune critting for 16, 1.6 thousand damage. Big damage coming out from the Masamune, getting him through to the final floor of Topher.
Yeah, we also see Ale with all 4 orbs lit. We might be seeing him go into Topher shortly as well. Only he'll be doing it with no Massa and no class upgrade.
But as we are joined for the final fight, Thunderclawed versus Chaos. As he's going in with looks like standard strats at this point. Getting in the fast, getting the tempers, getting in the lovely invisible 2 casts. Trying to make sure that he has the best opportunity to deal with it. 8 for 400, Invis 2.
Chaos just used fast.
Oh no. So if Chaos is bringing the pumping, he is going to leave a salt. It's more Invis cast coming out. He's at 2 out of 6 at this point. 500 damage. Another temper charge is coming through. So he's at 900 right now. On to the Chaos. More Invis, more temper. Same strat, keep it going. Keep it nice. Fire 3 coming in. Chip damage across the board.
British got through carry 2, did not see the nuclear carry. Oh!
But we have 1300. Chaos is down. Thunderclad has completed the ground and wins with first place of 124.19.
Yeah, good job, Thunder. What a run.
As we will probably be joined shortly, but we have Burt Reynolds fighting through Kraken at this point. He's going to looks like a standard strat again, using the Invis cast on both of his White Mage's carries, and using Tempers and Fast to get his party up. Trying to get through it at this point. The Ninja swinging in for 121. Zap wipes off the Ninja. Zap is ineffective against the rest of the party, but Tempers on the Knight. Again, he's been stacking the buffs on the Knight at this point. Trying to swing in.
There's a reason the Ninja's in the first slot. The Ninja is meant to take sort of hit.
460 damage. Going in with nukes, he's switching up his strategy. He is going in for pure damage from that Black Wizard. Trying to swing in, 151. So he's up to 648. Another swing, and Kraken is down.
And hey, I heard the sound of someone joining us. Hello! Welcome, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, how was the run?
Wasn't really all that bad, considering I kind of tried to run 2 of these earlier in the week, and I didn't finish either of them because I got kind of face rolled pretty early in the game in one of them and then pretty late in the other one, so I was kind of nervous about this, but it actually kind of played out smooth.
Oh, wow.
But we are also missing something that those Tigers had crack in the floor 4 for Tiamat, as we have Burt Reynolds fighting Tiamat too.
So, what was your favorite flag? I'm dying to know.
I don't know. The item magic was pretty nice, to be honest. That Cure 4 sword was awesome.
Yeah, but can you believe that we got a vanilla white shirt? I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, that was pretty funny when I saw that. I was kind of hoping it was the black shirt, but no, it wasn't.
Nope, completely vanilla. We were actually also had trouble earlier because we thought that one of the magic armlets you picked up was the incentive one, but we weren't sure.
Right, yeah, I had the same thought for a second. I was like, oh gosh, I'm not sure if this is an item or not.
I know, it's terrific, right? But then, like
on that same floor. Yeah.
Yeah, then Sarda had to ruin it. Oh yeah, no, you found the TNT and the Massa both loose on the same floor.
We are fighting with Burt Reynolds on Tiamat 2. He's going to try and get through to his Chaos fight, but he just gets it. It has taken some wax onto his team, but he has actually made it through at this point. And he's going to fight Chaos very momentarily. Again, Thunder, congrats on winning this fight. Burt Reynolds is just about to fight Chaos at this point. As he's going in, he's fully healing up his team beforehand. Is he going to do any sort of movement at this point? That is the important thing to note. This is good strategies. Paying attention. As he goes in, he's got a Ninja up first. Ninja's very expendable at this point, and he's going to try and swing in for some damage. Fast from Chaos, just like Thunder saw first. Comes in with some ice chip damage from his Red Mage. Not much. The Katana actually did 400 damage. So, Chaos is actually relatively squishy today. His absorb is not that high, and he's going to try and keep swinging in at this point. And this too is coming out. Going to keep getting those stacks up on that Knight. Make sure that it is safe as possible. That Knight takes a swing, but does not die to it. Chaos did not kill him. It only did 135 damage. Another swing from that wielding Ninja. Ninja's doing some significant damage at this point. Going for another swing. Another 178. He's about 1,000 damage in. 621 from the Knight. Going in for some more damage. He's got his fast up. Does he want to fast up that Ninja? Does he want to fast up the Knight? Goes with the Knight again. Trying to swing in. Another 200 damage from that Ninja. Ninja goes down at this point. and swings in for about 700 damage for that knight. That Chaos has got to be on his last legs at this point. He is very close to finishing off this fight. Chaos swings in, doesn't do enough damage, and the swing back for 651 damage. Chaos is down. Burt Reynolds has completed the seed.
With an official time of 1:29:49.
GG the Burt.
We have
Yeah.
Ale. Ale is on carry 2 at this point. Raph is completing his last orb in the Earth Cave, fighting Carrie.
I had another thing I wanted. It dropped out of my mind. I was too busy excitingly watching Burt murder Chaos. I don't know. Like, what did you think, Thunder? What was your opinion on this seed? You said it was a lot easier than your practice run. That's always nice when that happens.
Yeah. I kind of like that the key is kind of heavily lifted to show up early with the 2 key lock locations being incentivized. You find a lot of your key items really quick, and you can get go mode pretty quick in this seed, this flag set it looks like. And the 5% key item bonus, that goes a long way when you're pumping up key items in the first 20 minutes.
I gotta be honest though, when I was making the seed, the scenario I was hoping for was a double Marsh dive where you didn't know whether you would get a key item from your first Marsh dive.
Yeah, I was iffy with that. I always try to wait with this flag set. I was going to wait to find the key, and luckily it was in Provoca. It's kind of expensive, but I found out that that C-Pack gave a lot of gold, and it was right there on hard reset.
Yeah, like with this seed set, I think it's pretty likely that you don't need to double dive Marsh, but there's always that hope in the back of my mind.
I'm curious, did other runners also grind up the gold right away to get that key, or did some of them do Marsh and come back for it?
They did pop. A couple runners did pop. As we have Kraken 2 being fought on Ale's side. Raph has just jumped in and is on Phantom's floor in Topher as well.
Yeah, I believe both Burt and Caleb did the pop grind for the early key. And I don't recall what Ale did, but they got the key pretty quickly as well.
Okay. Because I figured that was going to be a pretty critical point in the game, getting that key as soon as possible. Ended up not being all that critical, but did make the one Marsh dive nice.
You and Burt actually were pretty close. If we get Burt on, I want to ask him that.
Unfortunately, while we were talking there, Ale just took a death to Kraken 2. Zap wiped out 2, and Kraken finished off the rest.
Oh, did Ale finish this floaterless?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that it was possible when I found the items that I found. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, actually, what did you think when you found the TNT there?
At that point I had done a lot of clearing a lot of places, and I was like, well, I'm either neck and neck with most of the people in the race, or I'm a little bit behind and someone else has found a floater or something good. So I was like, I gotta turn this TNT in and hope it's something good, and it ended up being a good fetch to floater, which sped up the rest of the seed.
Yeah, because out of the people on stream, only half of them found the floater, and it's because of that TNT. Because a lot of runners will skip that spot because it's out of the way.
Right. Yeah, and then not knowing exactly how many loose items there are, it's even more of a gamble to count on if you need that one loose, or is it 2 loose, or could it even be possibly 3 loose?
Well, once you found Marsh, then you should have known it was
at least 2.
Yeah,
or at most 2. Yeah, I figured it was gonna be just that one loose, to be honest. But when I found the massa, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I just need this one loose item.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we don't actually know whether massa was incentivized or not.
Right.
It was loose either way, so.
I ended up finding all the key items, so I'm pretty sure it was just that one TNT was the only loose. I could have go moded. I went to Waterfall voluntarily, and also went to the slab turn just because I wanted a second ribbon, because with Randomizer, I never know what kind of disaster I'm going to run into.
That's actually a very fair point that I did not properly consider when you went and did it.
But the Cure 4 sword was a very nice boon to that whole finding the second ribbon chain.
Yeah, it's a very nice consolation prize for grabbing the bottle. Because fairies just love throwing swords at people, but a sword that heals people, I can get behind that.
Mhm.
It looks like Ale is rechecking Volcano, probably hoping to find that loose item that they missed. So they are on the right track. They will find it here eventually.
But while we were talking with Thunder, we also had Salty Fry finished in third place, only a couple minutes behind Bird, actually 131.08. As we have Caleb actually fighting the Purple Robe of Vengeance. Dry clean with a vengeance.
More. Well, how does dry? Now that I'm thinking about it, I have no idea. Like I would imagine a lot of steam is involved, but I mention it because this cleaning involves more killing it with fire.
You know what? Kill it with fire. That works for me. Make sure it's properly purified. But he has also run into the fishes of filleting mignon.
Yeah, I think those fish were the scariest thing I saw in Topher. As far as regular enemies go, they hit really hard. They had pretty high HP.
Mm-hmm.
I was
So
really scared.
Ale just found the massa, and it looks like they're going for the TNT.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he'll get his floater. Unfortunately, hopefully, I don't know, that's going to be a lot of time he's going to invest in turning things in and checking other places.
Looks like they also had mute touch on them. Oof.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that earlier. You're right. Yeah, that's definitely extra rough for Caleb with the 3 mage setup. Not even a red mage either, so he can't really swing extra sword at it.
Hi. H.I. Hi. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, that was a heck of a joke. I mean, that hit me right in the face, and I missed it.
Yeah, same.
Bit of a grenade joke there. You threw it on it, and I just fell right onto it.
So it looks like Ale has decided to full clear Volcano, even after picking up those key items that he was. He hasn't healed though, so I'm really hoping for him that he gets out of here without wiping. That would be rough.
I think we've actually determined the gatekeeper at this point. It's Kraken 2 like it normally is, unfortunately. Kraken 2 actually had a decent chunk of HP.
Mm-hmm.
But Carrie still, has nuclear.
Oh. Yeah. That's a lot of... Yeah, that's a reset. Caleb.
Yeah. She had nuclear on... I want to say 1, but she just had a low chance of actually using it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the big catch with the seed is that Topher is freaking rough if you don't have the airship. Because you really need the class upgrade equipment to survive that nuclear and then Kraken. That or a lot of luck. It looks like Caleb is going to Earth now. That feels bad.
We have a question from chat for you, Thunder. If you don't mind illuminating us. What was your party and why'd you pick it?
I ran a Fighter Rainbow just because I wanted to, that's kind of my go-to party most of the time, because I'll usually just Dan to White Mage if I find that life is Red Mage vulnerable. And I like to just kind of 3-man strats to make sure I get the levels where I want them. But it kind of felt safer too in these seeds, because the regular enemies and dungeons are a lot more dangerous, it feels like, than just regular Final Fantasy. And so I wanted to make sure I was going to hit a life too, some way. Or a life, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Randomizer always feels really, really crazy that way. Because because you don't know what the enemies can do. Your normal reference points are gone, and that makes it, even if the enemies are no stronger than usual, it makes it feel a lot more.
And in Randomizer, you can get undead enemies in a lot of places by the way the Randomizer kind of rolls randomly. So those harm spells from the White Mage are actually useful in just about every place you go to, instead of just a few places in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You have to consider how many times that, you know, the undead packs actually show up. They just tend to be all stacked in one spot for most people.
Ale,
Familiar with the game.
Ale almost missed the Titan, and there's the floater.
He questioned whether or not he wanted to go to Sarda. He said, nope, I found what I wanted, and just said, book the heck out of here.
Yeah, Sarda just has a firebomb, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something I didn't even bother making room in my inventory for it.
Yeah, it's like that is definitely like the most troll key item. Like, I'm gonna need to remember this for the future. Actually, if I really want to make more troll seeds, item magic with incentivized power bond.
Yep. That
Yeah.
and incentivize the white shirt or the Zeus gauntlet as well, and kind of pare down things, get rid of stuff like that. You can put as many.
You incentivize one, but not the other, so you don't know whether it is incentivized if you find it loose.
Fair enough.
That's what makes it the troll seed.
So that way, when you find the lamp gauntlet, you'll know that it is fully worth your time.
Unless it isn't.
But I like his choice here. So that's an important routing choice from Mail. He could have checked this earlier, but he had the floater, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna grab the floater. If I don't need it, then I can just leave.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a good choice. Now he's gonna go and do the classic raid, and I think that's all he needs to get through Topher, to be honest.
I mean, the main advantage of him class upgrading at this point is that he can use the katana on the ninja. Other than that, there's really not much more that he can get out of it. It's going to be turnover, it's going to be carry, whether or not she uses nuclear and wiping off some of their warriors off the map. Or, well, Kraken. Kraken is still Kraken at this point, and he's been whacking.
Yeah, that is very true. I'm afraid I will need to leave for the rest of this race. I was hoping to see it to the end, but it wasn't meant to be. So, I think you got this though. This looks like the remaining runners are going to make a good run in for the rest of this pretty quickly here.
Yep. But again, it's going to be a come down to dive. It always comes down to dive. Some runners see the bad RNG, some others don't, and that's something that you just need to accept at the end of the day.
Congrats again to Thunder, and good luck to all the remaining runners. I've been Kiss Blue, and have a good night, everyone.
All right. As we have a second dive from Caleb, he's going in. And he is going to run. Run away. Is he trying to grind on this floor? I am very confused with what he's doing, but Ale is caught up and he's running through the floors at the same time. Unfortunately, these wolves know fire too and have wiped one of his light warriors off the face of the map. We do have the Dazzles coming up from the Hound of Shaguz. But he is going through and using the loot and getting past this tile at this point.
Let me tell you one flag that was tripping me up a little bit. This whole thing was that item sorted nonsense. Kept trying to use key items, but I kept hitting potions, and then when I hit potions, I kept going to key items.
Yeah, the item optimization on the menu is interesting for a lot of us older runners. So you have to build up this muscle memory when it comes to time, and when it changes to you due to a convenience, you're not familiar with it. Well, we have both these runners on the same floor at this point, trying to make it through toward that earth floor. Very close race at this point. But we also have two other runners still in this contention. We have Sho and Rojo, fighting through at this point. And for those interested, again, we do have our spring tournament signups live until I believe it's March 15th. So please, if you are considering at all joining in the spring tournament, please do so. Links are going to be coming in the chat again with the information that you may need. Well, we have Ale diving through on the earth floor at the 1:45 minute mark. And we have Caleb doing a slight grind on that first floor of trying to hit it for that. But typically, if you see this grind, you may see an earth floor grind, you may see this grind, but this seems like a couple floors deeper than I typically would take it. But he may have found something he really liked on this floor. Again, Randomizer really does some wacky things with both experience, gold, and whatnot. It's definitely not my forte when it comes to it. I pride myself in knowing a lot of the vanilla values, but with Randomizer, it just says, hey, your notes, toss them out the window.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how Randomizer exactly works either, but I think you're likely to see on the first couple floors of Topher enemies that were kind of in the fiend dungeons that you cleared. But as you go deeper, I think you get the higher yielding EXP enemies popping up. I remember killing like two somethings, two fish maybe, and it gave me like 7,000 experience. I was like, wow, it's a lot.
Unfortunately, those fish have a lot of health today. But Lich looks like he has quad X, but again, purple dry cleaning is purple dry cleaning. Just tap it out with the dust. The question is, I believe most of these enemies at this point are pretty beefy, and with Dazzle on the menu from these walls, it's not really that consequential. Going to fast up the night on Carry 2. Again, Carry 2 has the nuclear, big red button that can do the damage. And the nuclear comes out first turn, once again. Does not wipe out the party at this point. Still has casters that can cast white magic. Still has his fighter. Still has his ninja. And the swing in does not kill the knight. But another swing in from the ninja finishes it off. Ninja with the katana, making some difference here. Again, Ale had stopped back to get the floater so he could get his class change, and it's already paying dividends. As he is working through on the seafloor at this point, Caleb still doing a bit of a grind. Heal 2 swords, making some use here. And getting through this fight, again, with the grind, making some apple gains at this point. Decides to warp out at this point. He's seen enough of his grind. He is going to get out and reset and go into this fresh. But how much has this cost him at this point? Without the floater, without going and grabbing the Titan Stroke, without grabbing the TNT, no Masamune. Again, did not get the loose items in Volcano. Who would know that? Loose item someplace is going to bite you no matter what. It's depending on how much you want to take for a time save. We have a heal up right before the Kraken. The Kraken has Zap, and that is important to note. Will he roll well on his magic defense? Will he get through? Will he fight this Kraken as fully as he wants to? Getting the invisible shirt off and trying to fight in immediately. Going for the big hit strat. But the Kraken is whacking. 700 damage, Ninja dead at this point. Only one Invis 2 caster at this point with the Red Mage. He's going to have to make use of that. And going in with fight commands at this point, you kind of have to get it done. With ineffective zaps across the board, that is a big hit. But with almost 600 damage coming from that knight at this point, how long can Kraken stand up? These temper charges are coming in strong and fast. Fire 3, not a physical attack. That is a big hit. Going for another swing, 777. We hit jackpot. Kraken is down. That is a huge find at this point. You have to make it through. You only have limited numbers of lives. You have limited numbers of life. You have limited numbers of temper. At this point, I believe you have 7 charges on that red wizard. And that is the important note to play around. 7 charges. How much do you want to use for defensive purposes? You're probably going to want to try and save at least one. You don't want to use all your temper charges at once. You're going to be using invisible cast for the most part from your red wizard. And he's going in with the same strategy. Invisible shirt from his ninja. Using smart moves. Using as many free casts as possible. Keeping his ninja in the game. Keeping his ninja giving up evasion charges. Going with the temper charges at this point. Saving some of the fast charges. Coming to swing in at this point. Again, double swing at this point. See if the ninja can do any chip damage. Ninja actually did 3 figures at that point. That is some good damage coming in from the ninja. Again, never underestimate swing ninja. Doing some chip damage. She's about at, I believe, around 800 damage into Tiamat. Another swing. Tiamat 2 is down. We have Ale rapidly approaching that final floor. That final floor of chaos. Trying to make it through. We have Raph making his way through the dungeon at this point. Slightly behind, but on his way. Going to do any healing up. Going to do anything. He's going to move his fighter down to the safe spot of the 3rd slot. If you can get the RNG lock, that is where you want to move your fighter. That is an important point to make. He is going to fully heal up his party with some potions as much as he can. Is he going to use anything else at this point? No, he decides that's enough. We're going in. We're going to use some invis shirts. We're going to put the fast up. We don't care if we lose these party members. We want to make sure that we get as much as we can off. 5 hits for 350 damage. So that is a great hit to start off with another fast charge coming through. Some invis charges coming through. He's got 2 of 6 for evasion. He's going to go in. Chaos responds with fast like he has for all of our other runners tonight. More temper charges. Trying to swing in. Swings in. Stuns the black mage. Not a big issue. Not a big issue. But 4 hits from the ninja doing some nice chip damage. Going to continue to swing in. Going with the double swing strategy. As he hits for 400 damage and swings in for another, I believe that was about 300 damage. Got some good crits on that ninja. The ninja's crits have been hitting for very much damage today. Going for another swing. Ninja with another crit. 72 damage. 5 hits for 500 damage. Zap wipes off the black mage. Temper charges coming in. Trying to swing in. Trying to finish off this fight. Let's see if we can do it. Another swing from the fighter. And gets the termination. With another 400 damage swing. Ilmarkin is done in 4th place at 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 33 seconds. GG's to Ale.
Yep, GG to Ale.
As we are joined by Ale in the chat, we have Caleb going through. He has done a little bit of a grind at this point, but he's making his way through. GG's Ale. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm glad it's over. How about that?
Hi, Ale.
Greetings. That was a fun little thing there.
I saw that you decided to do this floaterless.
You know what? I gave it a shot and I gambled because I did Sea and Earth first, and I full cleared both of them and found nothing. So I was just like, yeah, let's be a little bit cheeky in Volcano. I guess where everything was in Volcano.
It's always in the last place you look, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
decided to
basically.
try and save time on the volcano and it bit you out.
Did it bite me? It's like, oh, hey, look, the second chest you could have checked, it's a Masa. Oh, look, the 5th or 6th chest you would have checked. Oh, that's the thing that leads to the floater. Because I gambled on it, I was just like, you know what, there's only so many chests in Volcano 4. There's a lot more in Mirage and Sky. I'll just full clear Sky, and if it's not there, I'll give Topher a shot. And Topher was not appreciative of my tactics, apparently, so...
Well, you do have a friend who's also trying to clear this floater list, so... Caleb is currently trying to clear this floater list, and he is on Carrie's floor at this point with a Sun Sword Fighter.
I feel him, because that was me, floaterless, because, you know, yeah. But I'm glad the better half of Team Caleb is still doing his thing, so...
Team Tailless trying to get through with these large wolves using Trance Revolution. Man, they are just after him today with the ambushes too, but with the seed, you could have potentially had a double dive through Marsh, but with that key in Provoca, that is definitely something you could find, so... You know, that's kind of what I wanted to see from that seed. I'm glad somebody tried to do this floater list. That's an important note as we have Carrie coming up. Carrie used nuclear the first time for some of you guys, and the big red button is terrifying today. Let's see if Carrie does it today to Caleb. As more temper charges coming in. That fighter is trying to swing 200 damage. That's not going to get done. Is Carrie going to respond in time? That is the question. More temper charges coming through. How many more temper charges can you use to buff this fighter? Cure 4. Carrie knows Cure 4. Cure 4 was on the first spell slot for Carrie. Nuclear for the first skill slot for Carrie. That is something to note for the future on this one. Can you get this done? You've only got a bit more to go. Carrie did not have that much damage. Not much in the hit point tank. But one good swing finishes off for 600 damage. So with this Randomizer, you know, we saw some very unique enemies today, like Wormek right outside of Corneria, but is there anything that you want to make a note of, anything that you're dreading running into?
Not particularly. I did think it was pretty funny, so in my first dive through Topher, those unrunnable worms on the earth floor were just so much fun to waste time on. So I burnt off a couple encounters. And then on my second dive through Topher, how many ever minutes later, my fight before Tiamat 2 was imps, and I just thought that was really kind of a thing. I was like, oh, so I see Wormex outside of Canaria, and I see imps all the way buried in Topher. That's great.
As we have the Kraken fight starting up. Kraken has already been whacking, but he didn't kill somebody this time. We know fire's coming up next, most likely, as he's going to go with the Invis 2s and the temper charges, trying to go with the same strategy. Swing in. 4 hits for about 500 damage. Zap slays both black mages. He is out of buffs at this point. He has to win this with the fighter stick alone. Sun Sword, get it done. Poison damage coming in from Kraken. The poison damage from the melee swings. And he's going for another whack, but luckily these Invis charges have been doing dividends. Cure 4 comes back up, but the fighter gets through. We have sushi tonight. I think the other thing to note was the actual, you know, the randomized fiends were a thing, but again, we have Caleb going through Tiamat at this point. Gets through without an encounter there. I was not expecting that, but in this 2 charges coming through. Tempers. And he's going with lock strats again. With the improvements to Alpha, Lock now always hits and reduces the evasion. That is important to note. He's going to try and get through as quickly as possible. He knows that his tempers are waning at this point, so he needs to get through damage otherwise. Using ruses to keep the white mage alive at this point, because that is his only reser. With no knight, no red mage, he needs to keep that white mage alive. Going through, using more locks. Again, using the lesser used skills to try and get through. 4 hits for 200 damage. He's out, I believe, around 700 damage at this point. So he's going to be getting through. He's definitely hit a base cap at this point. So that Tiamat is going to get hit for full damage no matter what. Is he going? He is using Brack helmet strats at this point. About 6 out of 300 after 256. But Bane comes through. Poison smokes both black mages again.
Oh no.
Using the heals to keep his party alive. No more buffing once again. 2-man strats, trying to swing through. Only 132 damage. That is not going to get it done. he's going to need a lot more to keep it going. But using these swords of cure and healing to get it done without using spell charges really moved by his end. Ice 2 doesn't do much damage. Again, using these sword casts, using these abilities, tries to swing it with the white mage for 1 damage. Decides it's time to wait. He doesn't even want to use the menuing time to actually use any healing abilities. He's going to live or die by these swings. 251. He is getting very close to beating the Tiamat, but he just needs to chip his way through. He decides he's going to live or die by his fighter at this point. And with these chip damage spells coming through, he is going to be paying dividends. Again, using all this time. But gets through with a 178 hit. He is ground down Tiamat. He has 1 more fight to go. But with only 1 fight left, do you consider switching off that ribbon from that white mage? That is the question. What do you think? Ale, Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want to keep the ribbon on the white mage because white mage surviving and everyone else dying is not going to kill chaos. Unless you have the Brack helmet.
Well, he has both Brack helmets on the black mages, so any sort of last minute prep is going in right now, but he is going in raw until he switched his fighter to the 3rd slot. That's it. So the white mage still has a ribbon. Temper charges coming out from the other 2. Again, we saw fast from chaos the last time. So he's going to be going in with this last invis cast, I believe, that I saw there, for his white mage.
He's got a ribbon on his nut fighter, it looked like.
We got ribbon on the fighter still. So, fast from the chaos, double temper. Same thing from this time. Going for the last temper charge and going for some more invis casts. He's got 4 more. Stun is failed against the white wizard, and keep going. Swing in. 169 damage. He's going to need a bit more to go. We know Chaos is not as beefy as he could be today, but he's going to need some more bigger hits to actually get through it. He is out of temper charges, going with the lock at this point. 4 hits for 385, so we have a bit of evasion on the Chaos. Going in for another invis cast. He's at 3 stacks so far on his knight, his fighter. He's going for more lock charges. Again, lock working at this point with the fixes in play from the alpha. Easier to hit. Again, lock works once again. Swing in. Does 4 hits for about 245 damage from what I saw. So he's at approximately the 800 damage mark. Another swing for 228. He's at the 1,000 damage mark. I thought Chaos had around vanilla at this point. Around 2,000 health, if I remember correctly. More invis shots. He is at 5 out of 6. Is he going to start switching to chip damage? He is switching to chip damage from his black wizard. Going to use some of the heal stats at this point, trying to keep everyone topped off without using Cure 4. Hits for 534. So he's at 1,500 at this point. He needs 1 good swing. 1 more good swing from that fighter will get it done. That's all he needs. As he's going in for chip damage, fight, and another heal 2 sword. Keeping everyone topped off. Swinging in for the knight. 4 hits, 254. Not quite enough. Chaos still standing. Chaos swings back in, but misses due to the invisible charges. Paying dividends. No damage done to this fighter. Swings in with the lightning cast. Chip damage gets it done. Caleb has completed the fight at 2 hours and 2 minutes, 50 seconds.
Nice, with a bowl of chips. Good job, GG, Caleb.
Thank you. Was that floater list from everyone else?
Nope.
Cool.
I did one dive floater list, and I decided let me go back to the one thing I didn't full clear and grab that floater and promote and grab some fast charges.
No, that would have been amazing. Where was the floater at?
It was right next to the Mazmoon.
Mhm.
Actually, it was, but it wasn't. It was TNT to Ruby to Titan's Trove.
But the Massa was in Volcano. It was like the 2nd box on the Agma floor. And then the TNT was also on the Agma floor on the 5 or whatever box room on the top left.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
It was hidden behind. I believe it was hidden. Was it on the left one? It was on the left.
It was the trap tile you had to go through to get it.
Yeah.
Well.
But you weren't. Ale also tried floaterless, but he went back to get it.
Yeah, I gave it one shot, and I didn't have high hopes with rocking a Sunsword without fast and no power bonk and no Invis 2 shirt or anything, and that's why you're the better half of Team Caleb.
Because I'm too lazy to open boxes. Like, as I saw the rod, and I was like, okay, depending on what's in Waterfall, I'm go mode. And sure enough, it was. And I was like, okay, well, I guess this is floaterless. And then I cleared where I could. I think I full cleared C, and then I was only going to open greed chests in Sky Mirage, and ended up finding the Frost Manticores with damage poison that wiped me out on Sky 3. I was like, alright, well, let me dig some chests, maybe I'll find a ribbon or something. And I did find a ribbon on Sky 2, so I was like, okay, I got 2 ribbons. This'll be fine. And it was not fine. And then I saw like Thunder finish. I was like, okay, if I hadn't a full cleared Sky, I probably would have been finishing about now too. So okay. And then everybody else started finishing, and then there was a long pause, and I was like, oh no. And then the bus rolled in and everybody got off, and I was like, okay, well, I guess maybe I was the only one that did this floater list.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of that would have made Topher that easy, was being able to equip all the wonderful gear that I had.
Yeah, that and the Masa being right there on Earth, or on the volcano floor, or 4 really helped out.
And fast being, promotion locked at level 5.
Yeah, and Fade was promo locked at 6. I never saw Nuke.
Nuke was
I
at
didn't see
7.
it either.
Yeah.
Nuke was at 7 in Gaia, so you had to have the floater anyways to get it, so.
And then I saw like enemy scripts and stuff weren't shuffled, so I didn't know if that meant that Chaos was going to have his bag of tricks, but I guess because spells and skills were shuffled, that when I saw the Cure 4 on Carry 2 the second time, and I was like, oh okay, so this will be
I will
fine.
say your Tiamat 2 fight was really nice, considering you saw Cure 4 on Carry 2. So you really knew there was no way for him to kill you with just throwing out like Lit 2, so I thought it was really nice of you not wasting resources just to get him done.
Yeah. Did anybody find better item magic than a Brack helmet?
Yes. Well, I found the Cure 4 sword.
Oh, you mother.
It was the bottle turn-in.
I had the bottle. Wow, that would have been nice.
Yeah, the best thing I found was the Invis 2 shirt, which was conveniently also on the same floor as the Masamune and
Yes.
the
Yep.
So, full clear volcano. Got it. Note taken. I thought it was pretty clever with my routing too, but I guess not.
No, it's not your fault. You want to try and save time, and you orphan chests, and it get you. That's just what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Well, I thought.
That
Yeah.
sounds like me in general. Anytime I want to orphan chest, it's gonna bite me.
Well, I saw the key in Provoke, and I was like, okay, well, this is huge because Canary Locked is incentive. There's the better trap treasures on, so there's those fun boxes in Marsh and Temple of Fiends that'll be nice to pick up, maybe get some ribbons, maybe get some good stuff. And then Marsh Lock is tri-state incentive, so I was like, the key's huge. So I was like, all right, let me just do what I need to do. And I tried to do a pop grind, and Unrunnable Ghosts weren't nice. So I really, I guess the moral of the story here is learn Randomizer if you're going to play it. Because there was nothing really good to grind on except Temple of Fiends and those wolves that had like 1,000,000 XP.
Yeah, that's partially why I kind of thought about doing a black belt. I was like, well, there's not really going to be that good tile that you find or anything.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, like, I guess it's kind of nice with Randomizer is it really does encourage you to do it in vanilla boss order, because I was struggling in Sky, even at like level 15, and I was like, my Fire 3s, Ice 3s weren't doing anything. So I was like, okay, I probably should have came in here at a higher level, but it's not like my spells were going to be doing any more damage at that level, so...
I agree. Randomizer definitely encourages vanilla routing based on
Yeah.
how much scaling enemies go from being the
Mhm.
Fiend dungeon.
And then you had, but the Brack helmets were all hiding in sea and sky, so I forgot all about Fiend Shuffle when I got to, because Kraken was vanilla. So when I got to Sky and it was Lich, I was like, oh crap, am I prepared to fight Lich right now? I was just getting ready to roll in and just blast Brack helmets, and then it was Lich, and I was like, okay, I guess we're just gonna try to cut him down. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a similar experience because I went to, after getting out of the Inner Sea, I went to Ordeals first, and then hopped over to Waterfall, and then to the Sea Shrine. Found the Brack helmet and Mermaid side. Decided, I'll go kill Kraken. I at least got Brack, so I'll just, give it a shot. Go to Kraken, kill him. Go to Earth Cave because I found the rod in between. And I get down there, there's Carrie. I'm like, wait a minute. Oops.
Yeah, I mean,
That flag was
I'm used to the Fiend Shuffle when I know it's coming, because the Road to SG Live, all those races with Dangwu were Fiend Shuffle, but it still like kind of catches you with your pants down when you're not like, oh crap, I wasn't really like, the minute you forget about it, it messes you up.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't find any of the loose items, or the incentive gear either. I mean, I guess one of my ribbons could have been incentive, but yeah, that was a wild seed.
Actually, the ribbon incentive came from the slab turn-in.
Okay, so I found
I'm
no
pretty
loose
sure
items.
the TNT was the only for sure loose, and there
Yeah.
could have possibly only been one, but the Massa being out there could have been loose also.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and again, Volcano 4 was the floor to be on, so.
Yeah. And I walked through all of that because that third run or that second run in the encounter or whatever was that after the second encounter, it was so nice. I was just like, I could probably get all the way to Carry with this run, and sure enough, I did. So, but I did clear out the cluster and armory and was unimpressed. So, yeah. Oh well. GG
It is
Thundercloud.
what it is. You guys completed the scene. That's the important thing. Chaos died for 7 out of 7 entrants. Chaos died on all of them. That's all that matters at the end.
Yeah. No forfeits. Gotta love it.
And I think for me, this was my first seed I've run with Randomizer, so it was kind of interesting because it's like, when you're running the game normally, you get used to seeing certain sprites on your screen, unless you run with like the palette shot. So you know how to react to all the enemies. And with
Yeah.
Randomizer on, something pops up, you're like, what do I do?
The mechs outside Canaria.
Or the imps on the Tiamat 2 floor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Imps are safe, right?
No.
Not
No.
tonight.
No.
A little memory for the rest of us. That's a standard one, I believe, is in Troper, right?
Yeah. Yep. The Grave in Elfland.
But yeah, it was a fun seed. I kind of enjoyed this flag set. Thanks to Chaos for coming up with it and having it as our weekly for Thursdays. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was the first Randomizer that I completed.
Alright, so why don't we get some final thoughts? First from you, Caleb, if that's alright.
Sure. Final thoughts was, I think the neat thing about Randomizer and Spellcrafter, even though it's way outside of my comfort zone, is it just really shows off the versatility of what you can do with this randomizer. And there's a million ways to make this game feel new, and all the ways that different flags interact. I just love the randomizer, love the developers for putting all the work into it, and One Fine Day for coming up with these sorts of little shenanigans with the Randomizer and Spellcrafter. It was a lot of fun. I promised Lord Fizzlebeef that I wouldn't forfeit, but boy did I want to after that carry wipe. And then when I found the unrunnable fish, and I was just again, I was no competitive forfeiting today.
Some
So-
beefy fish.
Yeah, right. So I guess thank you to Chaos Subaru, thank you Q Kitsuki for doing comms, Danny and Ragnarok for tracking, and Randomania for hosting us. This was fun.
So other than Big Tuna, so the big note is Big Tuna came out to play today.
Yeah.
Dale, any final thoughts from you?
I mean, just kind of ditto what Caleb said. I mean, it was kind of a blast. You know, like I said, this is the first Randomizer seed I've actually run, not even completed, like the very first one. I didn't even realize it was on until someone said it in the IRC room, and I was like, oh, I should have probably looked at that little experimental box before I joined this race. But no, I think it was a fun race. It definitely takes you out of your comfort zone and makes you try different things. It takes away that reactionary like muscle memory a lot of us have. Like, you know, you see something blue in Sea Shrine, you know Lit 3 it's it. That's not the case here. You've got all kinds of different colors, all kinds of different sprites, all kinds of different names, and if you want to kill something, you might have to do a little bit of guessing as to what it's weak against. And I think that was a nice way to change things up. So
Indeed. And from tonight's winner for the weekly randomizer tournament on Randomania, Thunder. Any final?
Yeah, game was fun. Everybody should play it.
You know, with a succinct thing like that, I may have to add just a slight touch on that one. Game is fun. Everyone should play it, and everyone should join us on our spring tourney this year. Spring tournament, if you have not been paying attention, is open to signups. The information will be dropped in chat with the document that has everything you need to know. Signups last until March 15th this year. We will have 5 to 6 weeks of Swiss, depending on how many entrants we have. So if you're at all interested, the flags are listed there, the times are listed there, and you can see all the information in this Google Doc that has been provided in chat. We hope that we see everyone. Once again, from Kiyukitsuki tonight, I want to give a big thanks to all of our runners tonight. In addition to the 4 that we had featured, Caleb, Burt Reynolds, Ale, and Thunder, we both had Sho Fukumachi, we had Rojo, and Salty Fry competing as well. If you're interested at all competing in our weekly runs, you can join us on our Discord at any given time. We have 2 runs, one on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern and one on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can join us every time for those. And please give these runners a follow. They did some fantastic work tonight with this weird seed, with this Randomizer, and all these random things that we've been adding to our randomizer. Because if you can't go full rainbow, it's not Randomizer. From me, Kiyukitsuki, and the rest of our crew at the Final Fantasy 1 Discord, from Randomania tonight, may the light of the 4 orbs watch over us all.